So RMC, a company every enthusiast prays to at night. Have you ever noticed how they haven't done a 9-box coaster in a couple years? The last one built was Wildcat's Revenge, which opened in 2023. And since Zadra in 2019, only 3 have been built, which, considering what the company was like in the 2010s, is kinda surprising. Like, there would be 2 to 3 hybrids made each year between 2013 and 2019. The reason for this? I don't know. Maybe parks just aren't interested, maybe Raptors are more popular, which they are selling more of those. Hell, maybe there's just no more sucky wood coasters left to redo. Actually, let's check that if there is. No, there's plenty of those left. I guess it's a mystery then. So what's the point of this intro? I don't know, really. I just kind of thought this was a weird thing to talk about RMC. And also, I could not find anything even remotely interesting about Wicked Cyclone to include here. Today's review is about Wicked Cyclone, an RMC hybrid at Six Flags New England in Agawam, Massachusetts. And it is really, really, really damn good. And that's really it, to be honest. Thanks for watching. Nah, I'm kidding, but the point stands. Wicked Cyclone is a phenomenal roller coaster. However, it is also a roller coaster with just so little to talk about besides that. No interesting story or circumstances, nothing really funny or unique to discuss. It's just one of the best roller coasters in America, plain and simple, like a slice of pizza. Is there anything truly unique to talk about or discuss? No. Is it always just incredible? Oh, yes. Actually, now that I think about it, you absolutely can get a bad slice of pizza somewhere, like in Massachusetts. Sorry for those from Massachusetts watching. This will not be the last time I diss your state in this video.
Fuck Boston!
I'm from New York, it's in my nature, sorry. Okay, hunger-inspired tangent aside, let's talk about why Wicked Cyclone is so boringly exceptional. So as you might have predicted, Wicked Cyclone did not always look like this big ol' mess of orange RMC goodness. Originally, this ride was just called the Cyclone. This big ol' wooden coaster by, I believe, PTC stood at 112 feet and traveled 3,600 feet of track. Since 1983, the ride served as a defining coaster of Six Flags New England. At least until this ride opened. But over the years, like many wooden coasters, and especially ones at this size, it started to get rougher and show its age. Now, before 2011, there was only 2 options of what to do: tear it down or retrack it. But after a little ride called New Texas Giant opened, I don't know, you might not have heard of it, it was pretty niche. Suddenly, there was a third option. Just make the whole fucking thing steel and modernize the layout. And so, in 2014, the Cyclone was closed to make way for the Wicked Cyclone, a 109-foot tall, 55-mile-per-hour, 3,300-foot long hybrid coaster with 3 inversions. Interestingly, they actually made Wicked Cyclone shorter than the original Cyclone. Usually it's the opposite for RMCs. Anyways, the ride opened on May 24th, 2015, and has received near universal acclaim for over a decade now. So history lesson aside, 2 notes. 1, this is one of the smaller RMCs out there. Not that that has anything to do with the ride itself, but something nonetheless, I guess. And 2, I fucking love the name. Wicked Cyclone. It is a funny trend with RMCs of how they would take the original coaster's name and add a cool sounding word to it. Iron Rattler, Wildcat's Revenge, Twisted Colossus, Twisted Cyclone, The Joker. I mean, you can't really do anything cool with Roar, but whatever. But the fine folks of Six Flags New England chose the most Boston adjective possible for this ride, and we're all the better for it.
My boy's wicked smart.
So I guess it's now time to discuss Wicked Cyclone's most interesting and only interesting aspect, the ride itself. The ride is in the back left side of the park, right beside the New England skyscraper, the park's unfathomably tall Starflyer. They almost share a plaza as well, strangely enough, which is kinda cool, I guess. Anyways, Wicked Cyclone's Cube is actually kind of good for Six Flags. It weaves under and through the ride structure, and it's a couple props here and there. If there is a theme to piece together for this ride, basically an enormous storm is swept through the Northeast, and you, the rider, are acting as a storm chaser. No, wrong ride, it isn't even called that anymore.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
Getting back on track, lines are kinda inconsistent for this ride. They can be manageable if the park isn't overly crowded, or really long if it is crowded. And you can thank Six Flags New England's poor operations for that. I'll probably review Six Flags New England eventually if I ever decide to finish this video. Burnout sucks, y'all. Anyways, you reach the station, get your row, and wait for the ride to begin. First off, you can pick your row, so that's pretty good. I like the basic best on this ride, but it's all about preference. Second, and I hate to say it, I do not care for RMC trains.
What?
They're not good. What is the point of these shin guards?
What is your major malfunction, numbnuts?
Their Raptor trains are also bad, but that's besides the point. But to be honest, I don't care that much. I can look past it. This isn't a Superman scenario where the restraints actively tarnish the ride. The trains here are just a bit annoying. Take out the dumbass shin guards and they're acceptable. So, once strapped in, you begin your layout. After a 180-degree turn to the right, you ascend your 109-foot tall lift hill, which really doesn't look that tall. Perspective is really funny, because it's right beside Flashback, which is taller, making Wicked Cyclone kinda dwarfed almost. The giant swing tower doesn't help either. But, with many things in life, size doesn't always matter. Cause, ooh, baby, this ride is nuts. You descend your 78-degree drop and into an overbank turnaround. That drop is flat out ridiculous in the back row. Just some insane ejector, which will be a common theme. The following turn is also quite fun, but while going through this, I could not believe how frickin' smooth it was. Not a hint of a rattle, or shuffle, or shake, or roughness, or whatever adjective enthusiasts use to describe that. Nothing. Pure smoothness. That's kind of the only time you realize this, though. Not that it gets rougher, it's just that the rest of the ride is so wild, you won't be able to recognize that smoothness. You hit an off-axis bunny hill, launching you out of your seat, and then twist into your first inversion, this delightfully whippy stall. There isn't hang time due to how quick it is, but it just throws you to the side with those laterals. You twist around this turnaround with some nice sideways airtime thrown in, and then into the best airtime on the ride, this double down. Now this right here, this is what I ride an RMC for. Pure ejector goodness. Never change, Alan. Never change. You hit another bunny hill and then to another twisted turnaround with off-axis dips and shit. Just lovely. After those, you then hit a perfectly floaty 0G roll, your second inversion, and then the ride starts to become what I call the beta test of Steel Vengeance. The entire rest of the ride weaves and threads through its structure, throwing you out of your seat with crazy airtime moments, flipping you upside down once more, and giving you just some gnarly hand choppers as well. It is just so good. And it doesn't let up. Hill after hill after hill after hill, all giving you ejector airtime. It does definitely get slower at the end, but the airtime is still very strong, so I can look past the fact that it doesn't end at a breakneck speed. But anyways, that just about concludes the ride. So let's wrap this up. I'm tired as hell, I gotta finish recording this goal of the video, and I will not let procrastination win this time. Alright, so Wicked Cyclone might not be the most exciting or unique coaster to discuss, but that means nothing. Wicked Cyclone is one of the best roller coasters in the entire country, just by the fact that it is one of the best roller coasters in the country. The layout is so well designed and executed, the airtime is out of this world. It's very underrated in terms of its intensity, it's butter smooth, and it's just so good. Again, there's no unique way to say why it's so good. Wicked Cyclone is just a near perfect blend of so many beloved aspects of roller coasters. So, to give this ride a final score, I give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, come on, do I need to elaborate further on why? The fact that Six Flags New England has two of the best roller coasters in the entire country, rather close to each other, it's really nice, you know? If only the park itself was as good as these two rides. Anyways, my closing statements are
Fuck Boston.